What's up, everyone? This is the BumCast. I am your host, HHIC, the head hippo in charge, along with Baloney, this Mario, and a purple screen.
Oh, is my picture fucked up? Hold on. Oh, yep, gotta get that antenna right. Yeah, there we go. We're good now.
Beautiful. The rabbit ears.
Very nice costume, Dougie.
Thank you.
Moo Dang approves. I am the viral hippo.
Do you think Moo Dang speaks English? If you were really in character, you should be speaking a foreign language.
I probably should. He's from Thailand, right? So he should be speaking Thai all day, right?
Yeah, you should be speaking Thai.
Make me some pad Thai, bitches.
I just knocked over everything. I am drunk like freaking John Daly.
All right, welcome to our Halloween spooktacular. We're gonna try to be a lot less scary than the Bears game was yesterday, but because we'll get into that very shortly. But guys, happy Halloween! Good to see you, Johnny. You have the BBM, the big black mustache.
Yeah, it fell off already, so can't use it anymore. I just put it back on.
You're telling me that's fake?
Yes, this is fake.
Oh my god!
You had me there, dude. I thought. Oh, that's not BB. That's not a BBM.
All right. I lied.
Yeah, that one looks more all natural.
Yeah. It's like what you swiped for and what you actually get. Vastly different. Camera angles. All right, guys, how we do? I am fucking hurting. I am reeling. Saturday night put a hurting on me. I have still a little bit of a raspy voice. Because I might have drank a couple too many on Saturday, and I had to puke. It was so bad that I even popped a capillary in my eye. That's how.
Man.
I mean, it's not like
you're really going horror story on us.
Yeah, going really like
wow,
going blood and guts on you guys. So don't mind my mangled eyeball.
Let's give you credit, and we're gonna talk about it in Bums and MVBs. But obviously, you threw your annual Halloween party, and always a good time. This year was no exception. It was awesome. So thank you to you and Sarah first and foremost. But I will say we got a lot of playing hurt in the group chat on Sunday. I know Aaron's in the comments. She might have been a little bit of a pukies. Jason, you were. Dougie, you didn't puke, you said, but you probably should have. You didn't feel great. This isn't our first rodeo. How many times are we're goddamn 40 years old. Are we still doing this? Like, I'm just saying. I was the only one that held my own.
No, I like to point out that I don't really puke when it comes to drinking.
Yeah.
I may have puked maybe twice or three times drinking, but I can hold my own. I had a bunch of old styles. I had that nice little bourbon that you put together, your own little blend, and then I had some tequila with Yump, and it was a good party. I don't remember leaving, but that was a good party.
I will say there was a lot of mixing involved because everyone brought their own things, and people were doing tequila, and then like Joey and Sandy and everyone was that, and then I brought my bourbon blend, so then I was pouring that along. People are doing shot plinko, and that could be one of like 5 different drinks you could have there.
It's actually one of there's 7 different options. So
so I'm saying like typically people stick to I'm doing beer, I'm doing bourbon, and you kind of stick to your lane. There was no lanes. It was wide open freeway. It was like the Talladega 400, 500, whatever it is, and people were just pedal to the metal going ham. So I will credit you guys for that. But come on, man, like. No, especially on a Bear Sunday, everyone's playing hurt. I was like, what the fuck's happening?
Well, it helped that they moved the game back till 3:30 because if that was a new game, I probably would have missed it.
If it was the London game, toast. Everyone would have been toast.
No, yeah, it would have been like the Bears. We wouldn't have shown up the first half.
That's true. Maybe they did the Bears come to my party. I don't know.
Yeah, were you? Waldron and Eberflus were in costume. We just didn't see them.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. So when I do the shot plinko, I like the middle cup is a nice bourbon, and then it's anchored by 2 Malorts, and then you got tequila, and then on the outer rims you got vodka, Jaeger, Fireball, Amo. So there's a lot of bad options you could do if you get those end cups. You kind of hope you get the nice bourbon, or in my case tequila, but yeah, I did the shop Pickle a couple times, and I got Jameson was one. I had a gallon of pickle juice because I'm a pickle. I remember I'm a slut for pickles. We did that last week. So I'm a pickle slut, and I had the pickle juice, and I haven't done a pickleback in a long time with a shot of Jameson. So that was very that made me feel good again. But then I had to do another Malort, and Malort, I can take Malort, but when you've had some beer and then Jameson and then some other stuff, and then you do a shot of Malort in there, it hurts.
Yeah. I think I was doing pretty good until, and I'm not sure quite who she was, but she was trying to challenge me to a chugging contest with your skull beer bong thing that you had. And yeah, she was like, I could beat 2 seconds. I'm like, what? What do you mean you can beat 2 seconds? Like, yeah. So I was doing all right, but you know what? Leaving at almost 4 o'clock in the morning, that probably wasn't a good thing either.
It happens. That's what happened. I mean, yeah, I went to bed around 5 a.m. I felt it's the one night a year where I'm like, gotta just nut up or shut up. And what? It was fine. I used it a few days before.
For those listening on the podcast, Sarah just commented. Also, for all of you that had the pickle juice, Jason didn't know that it was supposed to be refrigerated. I also didn't know that, but I guess that makes sense. Once you pop that jar open, refrigerate after opening.
No.
Isn't like a lot of like the refrigerate after openings like suggestions?
Literally why everyone was puking. Anyone who had the pickle juice was just puking. I knew you guys weren't lightweights. I'm like, there's got to be something else. We're blaming the pickle juice, not the booze.
Yeah. But luckily, like I said, that game was at 3:30. I woke up and I immediately made even a more worse decision of having White Castles for breakfast. Not breakfast sliders, but like actual leftover White Castle. I thought maybe having like White Castle and Little Caesars as like drunk late night food would be like a benefit, but it was actually more of a detriment. So I just ended up eating. I made a michelada and I microwaved 5 sliders, and I'm like, all right, let's fucking go. And then I also had the michelada. There was a leftover like mango chili one, which ain't bad, but I had to make a real Michi. So I woke up and I'm like, fuck it, let's rally.
That's the way you got to do it. Get you back to neutral. Do it.
Yeah. So how you guys feeling, man? Everyone recovered now, or?
I think after that Bears, we're going to talk about the Bears in a little bit, but after that Bears game, there was only one emotion to all of us, I think. If you weren't sober after that game, you sobered up quickly, because I had the tweet out there. I just laid on my bed for about an hour, kind of just melting into it and figuring out what it was. So I ain't worried about the booze. You had a great party, Jay. I think we're just all seeing red at this point.
I was, it hurt a little bit more for me yesterday because, and it was just an exhibition game. But the Illini were playing against Ole Miss, and they got completely crushed. And then Real Madrid lost 4-0 to Barcelona. So that was even worse. And that was just all before the Bears game. So it was just an terrible Sunday of sports for me.
Yeah, they fired the Manchester United coach. All my teams are in a rebuild, are in a different stage of a rebuild, perpetual rebuild for all of my life. So I'm right with you, Johnny.
Yeah. All right. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off right away. Because we got some fun stuff that we want to talk about. We got a lot of just nonsense segments here, but let's just get the Band-Aid ripped off and talk about the Bears game yesterday, because that made us all. Oh, Peter's already readjusting here. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I might as well. I'll put the costume back on, but I don't want to rail into Matt Eberflus while looking like Rod Blagojevich, like Sam said.
Fuck that! I'm gonna show my anger.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because that is going to go down as one of those memorable losses up there with the double doink, and the Chris Conti blown against the blown coverage against the Packers, the Bears versus Lions year ago, Cleveland, I think it was Tampa Bay was another one where they just blew games where they supposed to have like a 90+ % chance of winning. And my first initial reaction was it was fucking luck. Like Daniels threw the ball short, it got tipped, and I was like, motherfucker, this, like, okay, they got a lucky tip, shit happens. And then Nick, you see all the stuff that came out after the game. You saw that Tyreek Stevenson was not celebrating. You saw that like Eberflus decided to let them get that McLaurin get 13 yards to get into the Hail Mary position, that they didn't press with their corners. You saw that he rushed 4 people, which is he had
a spy. He had a spy doing nothing.
Yeah. So I mean, it's 4 up, 3 rush, 4, like whatever.
Yeah.
But like the fact that today he just came out and he again did the same fucking Eberflus thing, no fucking accountability, no responsibility, talking about it being it's execution and we practice this and all his fucking dumb coach speak that he does every fucking time there's a bad beat like this. The fact that like he's not going to be fired, right? We know that's not going to happen. It's a fireable offense 100% for sure. The fact that he said the play before that didn't matter, that we were playing for the Hail Mary, that's a fucking fireable offense right there. Like he every time he fucking says like it's on the players, we got to execute better. So he's in hit. I'm trying to wonder, like in his fucking pea brain mind, does he think that like everything he's like the football guru, knows it all, and everyone is beneath him, and he's the all-knowing coach? Like he says, that's coaching and that's execution. If so, either he's not coaching properly enough to have them execute, or he's implying that all the players are dumb and they can't grasp what he's teaching them because they're not executing to what he's teaching. There's no gray area. Like I don't get how it's they didn't execute, but we have to coach that to it. So like I don't get it. Am I losing my fucking mind here? Because like he keeps on saying it's execution when he's the one in charge of teaching the execution.
No. So what I realized, Jay, after watching this, and it's something we should have realized long ago, because like you mentioned, the winning percentage thing, 3 games last season where they had a above 90% winning percentage in the last like 4 minutes of a game. And they lost 3 of these type of games last year. And now this year, this one's probably the worst of them all. He has no sense of the moment. And I could point you to bad challenges, bad timeouts, no timeouts, coming off a bye, being bad, and now this. He has no sense of the moment, and it's damning that Tyreek Stevenson is out here apologizing on Twitter immediately after the game and then to his players the day after. And your head coach, the leader of the team, can't do the same thing. He was on Cap and J Hood. And typically, I don't like listening to Cap and J Hood in the mornings, but whenever Eberflus is on, I'll listen to say what he has, and I'll give credit to Dave Kaplan because he's that goddamn professional. He kind of grilled him on why were you guys playing back and why you didn't take the timeout and why they let that second or the completion before the touchdown. Why did you let that happen? And he just doesn't take accountability to it. He has some bullshit answer that everyone knows is an answer. It's a bullshit answer. Everyone on Fox Sports, NFL Network, ESPN, radio, us 4 bums, we all know that was a bullshit answer. That play mattered. That completion before the touchdown mattered so much because you can't throw an 80-yard Hail Mary. You just can't.
It was short. It was his pass was short already from the
but
35.
If you stop that play, you stop the next one. And he just has no sense of the moment. He had no sense in the moment in calling a timeout. The fact that he said everyone was in position when you got a bozo yelling at the crowd with his back turned to the quarterback, no one was in position. So call a timeout. And even if you were in position, even if everyone knows their assignment and knows what to do, you could still call a timeout just to reiterate that fact. Even if you know everything you're supposed to do, call a timeout, take a moment, take a breath, and then go from there. But the fact that he said we didn't need to take a timeout, you can't keep them. You can't go home with them. You're not going to get 3 extra timeouts in the next game.
Yeah.
And the fact that he just keeps on doing it is maddening, because I don't mean to call you out, Jason, but I went back and listened to that season preview episode. We thought Coach of the Year. We all had different varieties.
I fell for it.
I said glow up. The glow up was different and everything else. He's the same old dumbass. He's just a simple. He's a simple-minded individual, and that's fine. And that's fine for being a defensive coordinator. You could focus on the defense. You could be good at that. His mind, he's not fit to be a head coach. He's just not. It's too overwhelming for him. He gets caught in bad positions multiple times. And at this point now, this team and the talent and that roster, if you go roster for roster, I'm not saying they're top 5, top 8, but everyone else that's in the wild card and kind of in the middle there, the Bears roster is better than a lot of teams that have a better record right now. And the only thing failing them is the coaching, whether it's Shane Waldron or Matt Eberflus. Those are the guys that are fucking up more than anyone. And we could say that the offensive line is bad, and they were bad. They were down to the last guys this game, and Caleb had no time. But the people that are constantly fucking up for the Bears aren't the players. Mm-hmm. It's the offensive coordinator and the coach.
Absolutely. I agree with everything that you just said. There is a really good possibility you cover that second to last play right. There is no Hail Mary chance. Like, I mean, they block those sidelines and make them make a great play. Make them make just some kind of phenomenal fucking Music City miracle. I could live with that. What I can't live with is not one, but 2 guys being out of position on that Hail Mary. That was brutal. A1, they let somebody get behind you, that's like fucking Pee-wee shit. Like, you learn that in Pee-wee, not to let the guy behind you on a Hail Mary. But then, also the personnel. Who the fuck was out there? Why are our tall receivers not out there?
Yes.
Where's Cole Kmet? That tall motherfucker. I
Rome.
know you hate him.
Rome should have been out there too.
Yeah.
Yes. Rome should have been out there. I don't fucking understand. There are so many things. There are so many levels of shit with this game that just like fucking head want to explode. That's why I'm wearing this fucking thing, to keep my head from fucking imploding. the tinfoil, keep the Yes. I mean, dude, Ted. Okay, let's. You want to talk about his press conference? He defended the fucking 1-yard Doug Kramer run. That's in our 1 yard package.
It should never be in your fucking playbook.
No,
they practiced it this week and it looked good. Get the fuck out of here. And that's the thing.
When that shit looks good. That shit looks good when you're up 21 fucking points. That's when the shit looks good. I said it in my tweet. I'm like, it's not a time to look cute when you're fucking losing.
They're not smart enough to run those kind of plays. You're barely good enough to run Doug Kramer where he's supposed to. When I was watching that play, I saw Doug Kramer out there, and I'm like, fuck yes, Roshan Johnson 1-yard play, pound it in. That's how you do it. And as soon as he got the ball, and it's like, I was like, what the fuck just happened? And I couldn't believe that they handed off to him. I thought they learned from their mistakes after the Indianapolis game. After that read option play, I thought they learned from their mistakes, and they were using Doug Kramer and Roshan Johnson the way they were supposed to. 4th and 1, you need a yard, put them in, get it. And I'm like, all right, here, it's gonna be simple. They're gonna do it again. And nope, it's like they think they're gonna outsmart people, but the problem is they're like the dumbest people in the room.
Right.
You're not gonna outsmart anyone.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things that, like, when I first saw like that happen, that Hail Mary, obviously I was just like in shock. I mean, I don't know what kind of emotion it was. I mean, a lot of people were pissed. A lot of people were just like stunned. I've been hearing it all day today at work. Everybody's been talking about it. Um, they had no business winning this game in general. Did you have the chance to do it? Of course. But that whole game, the coaching, we talked about it. The coaching was absolutely terrible. How come you're not throwing it to Cole Kmet more? How come Roshan Johnson wasn't running the ball a lot more? You started running things differently. It takes you always the second half to adjust. It took them almost 3.5 quarters to finally get things going. And then when you did, you try to play Q. Like, I don't understand like the thought process of Eberflus, and a lot of people don't. You know, I mean, and then his press conferences are just even worse. So I know we were talking and circling about like, hey, are we going to start talking about Eberflus in the hot seat and stuff like that? You had a circle around which one was it? Like the Packers or where you said he was going to probably be in the hot seat? I think he should be in the hot seat right now. A lot of the a lot of the stupid play calling, a lot of the things they were showing. I mean, there's people out there who are not coaches and are calling him out. You know, there's there's former players. I was watching the CHGO with
Alex Brown and Lance Briggs.
Alex Brown. Yeah. I mean, everybody knows. Here's another thing too. The players are calling out the coaching as well too. So Cole Kmet saying like they practice that all the time, and it just seems like the players are not into it. DJ Moore was second guessing. Why did we call that play with Kramer? Like it's all about repetition, and he's not a running back. So it's just a lot of question marks as to why. And you stopped Jaden Daniels from touchdowns. It was all field goals. It was there for the taking, and you still fucked it up. You still messed it up. It felt like this was something that was going on with the bookies or something like that, or something, because it just doesn't seem so real. Like, how can this fucking happen? And yes, I was preaching. Why are you not putting anybody tall out there like Cole Kmet? How come you're not putting anybody, to block that? A lot of the stuff just did not make sense towards the end. I will give a little bit of credit. I know it's a lot of negative, but there is a little bit of positive as well too. Yes, Caleb Williams, he wasn't like throwing 200 plus yards or anything like that, but he was making a lot of plays that got him to the point where we could have won that game. I would have been pissed off too. And actually, I heard something where he threw something in the locker room and hit something. I don't know if that's true. Okay. So then that wasn't true. Okay. But he's probably frustrated regardless, because I did see he was frustrated. We were all frustrated. And they were doing a lot of good towards that end of that third quarter going into the fourth, and you had it in your hands and you let it slip yet once again. So with this has to be some sort of repercussions for him, because he has to get fired this year. I know they won't do it mid-season because they've never done something like that before, but I can't stand another season with Eberflus. I mean, it's just, and then Shane Waldron's stupid ass play calling as well too is just as worse. Like, he's just, I don't know. It's flabbergasted how they did this game yesterday.
Yeah. The fact that like Eberflus like allowed that the handoff to Doug Kramer to even go through, like, hey, call a run play at the goal line. All right, I'm going to give him the fucking Doug Kramer special. Be like, no. That's not the time it's not the time to do it when you've had a shit game and you're trying to fight back to finally get some points on the board and fucking score. Like, the worst fucking time to do it. Like, the Bears did not play good for 3 quarters. Caleb did not play good. I said last week in the podcast, I was afraid that they were going to come out flat like they always do after the bye. It was notorious under Matt Nagy. Eberflus now 1-2 after the bye. It just horrible flatness. The thing that pisses me off the most is they didn't learn their lesson from fucking Indy on 4th and inches when they did not learn their fucking lesson, and that cost us a game. The fumble in and itself was atrocious, but it did not cost us the game at that point. The Hail Mary did. What I'm worried now is that this could probably cost us a wild card spot again, or any playoff spot in the NFC. The NFC North is stacked, right? We're in last place. we got the fucking Lions and the Vikings and the Packers who are all fucking have great winning records right now. So how I don't, unless we beat up some of these teams that we had losses on, unless we beat San Fran, unless we can sweep either the Packers and the Lions, I don't see now how we make the playoffs with this. We lost 2 very winnable games in the easy part of our schedule. Now it gets tougher, and we put it away. I don't now. It's still, the season's half over. Anything could happen, injuries, whatever from other teams could tank something. I don't see a path now where losing those 2 very winnable games can put us in a wild card position, and that is fucking on Eberflus and Waldron's. That's on them, 100%.
Yeah, we said you got to beat up on the easy part of the schedule. And while the Commanders are a better team than the games we played before, it was a stepping stone. It wasn't, they're not, a juggernaut. They have flaws. They have huge flaws, like being ranked 25th in pass defense. And the fact that you just couldn't pass on them. And we're giving a lot of shit to Matt Eberflus, or we're giving a lot of shit to Eberflus and Waldron. The line was terrible. I don't want to give a lot of blame to Caleb, but when Caleb had some throws to be made, he just flat out missed them. He's been doing that in the first half of games. That's got to get cleaned up, because while you mentioned, Jay, that the fumble didn't necessarily cost them, it was the Hail Mary. It's all domino effect. If they score there, then you're up 2 scores, then the Hail Mary doesn't matter. Or if you score a touchdown in the first half, just 1 touchdown or a couple field goals in the first half, then that Hail Mary doesn't matter either. So it's like, yeah, like you got to cover that last play of the game, and it was a fluke, and it probably doesn't happen ever again, but it did happen. And if you just score a field goal, touchdown here, just a couple different things, it goes a long way. So I don't know, man. Like I know we're worried about wild card. You still got 2 really winnable games, but now they're like almost must wins. The Cardinals and the Patriots are now must wins, and we're not even in November. I mean, it's going to be November by the time the Cardinals play. But the fact that we're talking about must wins, yeah, it's nerve wracking and it's frustrating because you could have gained a little bit of a cushion. Still 4-3. I still think the trajectory is going upwards, but you're just making it so much harder on yourself when you really didn't need to.
Yeah. And the one thing that we didn't even touch on with that whole Doug Kramer thing is we injure a fucking lineman in the process. Jenkins gets rolled up on, and not only do we lose the ball, dumb play, but now we've got a guy hurt. Okay. That line is all types of beat up. They suck to begin with, healthy. So, like, just plugging them in. I mean, I'm assuming at some point we're going to get on Tamagotchi or whatever the fuck his name is from Yale. Like, he's garbage, but he's a rookie. I was just going to say, I'll pump the brakes on him a little bit because he didn't have a training camp.
Thrown to the wolves, man.
He didn't have a training camp. He's come from white elitist schools like fucking Hinsdale Central and Yale,
Yeah, he did have that good block that opened up that run with Swift.
That's a great point, Johnny, because typically, especially when you're a rookie like that, you're always going to struggle more on pass blocking than run blocking, because run blocking is almost instinctive. You see someone, you hit him, and he did. He caused a hole for that Swift run, and then he blocked another person later downfield. So it was like, yeah, he did good. But I'm glad you brought up Karan Amagachi, Dougie, because he got thrown in there in the first half or second quarter, and he got beat really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then coming out in the third quarter, you would think maybe Shane Waldron gives him some help. Maybe you toss a tight end in there or chip with the running back.
Yeah.
You just kept leaving him to the wolves, and he's a rookie with no training camp. And I understand the Commanders' defense isn't all that great on paper, but they're blowing your shit up yesterday. So whether or not you game plan for it, you got to adjust and you got to help your guys out. And yeah, I'm not ready to say he's a bust because
no,
he was hurt, but he did not look great. But no one on the O-line looked great. Tevin Jenkins, again, it's like it's this broken record with him. He can't stay healthy. When he's in there, there's some great plays. There's some really bad plays with him too. And yeah, I mean, you got a lot of guys that you didn't expect to be starting. And at some point in that game, I think 60% of the O-line were non-starters. So it's like, what the fuck? You know, like you got a lot of Doug Kramers in the world and stuff like that. It's going to be hard for you guys, for the Bears to win games.
I don't know if you guys saw this. There was Kevin Byard basically was saying that like during the meetings, and this tweet was deleted from it was a CHGO tweet, but it was deleted. But he was basically saying that Eberflus was receptive to criticisms, but like being receptive to your mistakes and then actually changing and acting on them are two different things. Because I feel like people can say the Bears, when I say people, the Bears, the players can say we should have done this, we should have done that. I don't think there's anything that any of the players could say that's going to make him change how he thinks and what he does. He's going to be still continue to be the fucking arrogant, pompous asshole that he's been for the past 2.5 years. And nothing's going to change in him. They need an offensive minded coach. He's great schemer, coordinator. He's not a game manager. He does not see those nuances that other great coaches in the NFL see. The fact that again, we brought it up. The fact that he's still digging in his fucking heels about giving McLaurin that 13 yards that we were playing for the last play. We were playing for the Hail Mary. Like if you take those corners and you force them to throw in the middle, then you're either going to tackle him in the middle, game's over, or you chase him and maybe he gets tackled at the 10-yard line or the 20, whatever. But they still don't have any time left. The game's over at that point. You don't want to give him, like, you don't want to stop the clock at all. I don't get why that is so fucking like hard to comprehend that, like, let's just give him. There was, if you saw the video from Get Up, or like they had like they were breaking down the film on that. And at one point, Rex Ryan was actually saying that in the video, Caleb Williams was actually on the sideline telling them,
he was telling Jalen Johnson to move up.
Yeah. So our fucking quarterback is not fucking smarter than our dumbass fucking head coach right now. Like, you have a rookie quarterback 7 games in who already knows more about scheming defenses than our fucking defensive coordinator does. Fucking atrocious, man.
It was all hands on deck. And you mentioned it, Jay. Like, he's not a good game manager. The resume is piling onto him in a bad way. Take away the terrible scheme at the end of the game. He's 3-17 on the road. He's 3-17 in season 3. You're not going to win with him when you've got, Dan Campbell and Kevin O'Connell and Matt LaFleur. Those are goddamn head coaches. When are we as the Bears going to think Matt Eberflus is going to outcoach those people in the same division? It's just not going to happen. So we're already starting behind the 8 ball. So it's worrisome. Johnny, you mentioned it, that last year, the big reason why Ryan Poles said that they stuck with Matt Eberflus was that he never lost the locker room and he still had everyone and the culture and the defense and everything was trending in the right direction at the end of the season. You're starting to see a little cracks in the armor. You're starting to see a little cracks in the glass, where you mentioned Jalen Johnson said something, DJ Moore said something, Cole Kmet said something. They're starting to turn on him. And that's where it's almost like put up or shut up time with the Bears, because this season could go in a downward spiral really bad if you don't learn from this loss and you don't get better quick, like next week quick. So yeah, I think, will he get fired at the end of the year? We don't even know, man, because the rumors were that they extended Eberflus to be able to sign Shane Waldron, because Shane Waldron would never have signed a 1-year deal with someone. He would have never left Seattle to come to the Bears for 1 year. So you extend Matt Eberflus to be able to sign Shane Waldron. While that doesn't matter in the long run, because you could fire them both and hire somebody else, the McCaskies aren't going to want to pay those guys. When I'm thinking, get Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Lions, and everyone else is thinking too. It's not just us. It's everyone in the world thinking, get Ben Johnson, because one, he's an awesome offensive mind. He's great I think he could be great. He's great with Jared Goff. He would be awesome with Caleb Williams. And it serves a double purpose that you're taking him away from the Lions. Because I've said it before, I think the Lions without Ben Johnson is a huge difference because I don't think Dan Campbell is really the brains of that operation.
Right.
Bears are going to sign Ben Johnson. They're going to suck and he's going to go back to the Lions, Luke Getsy style. Go back to the Lions.
Put that juju on us.
He's going to fucking come and sabotage us and then go back and then, I fucked up, Caleb.
The one thing I want to quickly touch on is how do we not have any type of credible challenge like spotter on our team? I feel like not only does he get challenges wrong, but then he never challenges when he needs to challenge. That drop ball, like that was clear as day. I mean, like everybody saw it. And when you got that team, rushing up to the line and you're in that point in the game, what's it hurt to lose one challenge? You got 3 timeouts. You just, like you see them rushing. Obviously, they're worried about it. Just throw it, like live with it.
Sounds like the captain didn't even use at the end of the game either. So
yeah. I mean, Sam was in the comments earlier saying the same thing, that the video replay room is bad, and they've been bad. They've been bad for the entire tenure of Matt Eberflus.
Yeah.
Are we? I don't know how much I am putting this on Ryan Poles yet because he hired Eberflus when he could have had Dan Quinn, who was a finalist for the Bears, but he hasn't. He didn't pick the head coach correctly, obviously, and he hasn't been able to build the offensive line. I'm going to give him a pass on the coach for now because he was hired immediately and had to make that hire. So learning on the job, I'm going to give him a slight pass on that. We're in year 3 of this, and he hasn't fucking fixed the offensive line. I'm worried about that. If he does fire Eberflus end of the season, and he either decides to retain Shane Waldron and promote him, which I don't think happens, but crazier shit has happened in the city. Because remember, everyone in the city fails up. No one ever really gets fired. You just always fail up. But if he misses on the head coach a second time, we might have to start thinking about Poles as not the guy to lead this franchise either. Because as much as he's done a good job with the trades and setting up for the future and getting Caleb, if you cannot nail a coach and you can't identify talent at a position that you played, or top to bottom organizational changes need to be made.
I'm willing to give him a pass more on the O-line than anything else, because in the grand scheme of things, this is still a fairly quick turnaround talent-wise for Ryan Poles. He's fixed almost everything else. And if you tell me, like we mentioned before, you got 3 picks within the top 60 next year, if you get 3 offensive linemen in those first and 2 out of the 3 start right away, that's a pretty quick way to turn the O-line around. And that's how you kind of want to build the O-line. I'd rather not them sign free agency. You got to build through the draft. And if Karan Amagachi gets a little better and you draft 2 guys that are really good and can start, that's how you turn things around. But the coaching thing is the more damning of the two, because you had a chance to fire him last year. You had a chance to start fresh, quarterback and coach, something that the Bears never do. It's the endless cycle of like you hire a GM and then they draft a quarterback and then the coach. So then the coach isn't married to the quarterback and it's like a vicious cycle. Then you draft another quarterback. You had a chance to nip it in the bud last season and they didn't. So now Caleb Williams is going to go into next season probably having to learn a new offense and to deal with the brand new head coach, which is not what you want for a second-year quarterback. I have a feeling he's able to do it because he's been able to do a lot of things, like changing things at the line of scrimmage and moving around, protection and stuff, which is something that's awesome, 6-7 games into the offensive career of Caleb Williams. But yeah, you had a chance to go get Cliff Kingsbury. Everyone's sucking Cliff Kingsbury's dick for what he's doing to Jaden Daniels. Cliff Kingsbury had a history with Caleb Williams, but they didn't do that. They went and got Shane Waldron, which is fine because Cliff Kingsbury has his flaws and had his flaws at the end of last season. But he sure looks a lot better. Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury look so much better than Shane Waldron and Matt Eberflus. and he could have had them both.
Yep. So, Tree's in the comments saying, lose a game on a Hail Mary and you're all fired. Yeah, I'm not saying fire him yet. I'm saying if he fucks up,
we're not firing.
No, we're saying if he fucks up the next head coach, then we have to have a conversation. But he absolutely needs to nail the next head coach. No pun intended. He has to.
He could have sex with the head coach. We're not. If he wants to nail him, baby. We're not judging.
Just railroad him. He's like
sucks.
On that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. So last thing I wanted to ask you guys, and it's more of a: are we okay with the apology and contrition from Tyreek Stevenson?
I'm okay. He in that sense showed more responsibility and remorse for his actions than Eberflus did for his 3 fucking boneheaded plays. So I'm gonna give him a pass. If it happens again, something else, then he needs to be benched or something for a game. If this is because like he had a bad game, right? It wasn't just the Hail Mary and coming out that he was actually supposed to be in position to box out. That his guy was Noah Brown, whatever. I think
85
guy. Yeah. So he was actually supposed to box him out, and then he was in the wrong spot. Okay, he fucked up on the play royally, right? He taunted. He said he wasn't taunting. He was railing up Bears fans. Tomato, whatever. Mm-hmm. Your back is turned when the fucking receivers are running down the field, and at that point, Eberflus should have fucking called timeout immediately. Mm-hmm. Well, you can't because the play's already started, but you should have seen that before the snap even happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm giving him a pass for now. He owned up. Don't let it happen again. Otherwise, there needs to be more repercussions then.
I'm going to actually play the devil's advocate here, and I'm going to say that he actually kept us in the game. He knocks that one ball away from Zach Ertz in the end zone.
Yeah,
He gets that, and then he made a great tackle on McLaurin, which should have been another touchdown. So he actually kept us in the game. So I'll give him a little bit more leeway. I mean, dude, he's been really decent for us the last 2 years. Yes, he made 2 big rookie mistakes in this game. He got that personal foul, like putting a finger in the lineman's eye. Like that was just uncalled for. That was a rookie mistake in year 2. And then, yes, this whole, botched, Hail Mary thing. Yeah. But yes, I will give him the leeway on that because of what he's actually doing for the team and how he owned it. I mean, he went right on Twitter right away. Now,
and he apologized to the team in person today too.
Yeah, apologized to the team in person and everything like that. My whole thing, like they were saying on sports radio, they knocked down that thing. That video doesn't even surface. You're not seeing that until like way later. And maybe people aren't even making a huge deal out of it, because now it's just a null and void play and it's just him talking shit and it's over with. But it's the 21st century now. Everybody's going to post everything, so just win the fucking game.
You have to do a quick let's move on now because you can't get that you can't get that through your head. You have to move on from this. You got the Cardinals coming up. Focus on the Cardinals now. Forget about what happened. That's in the past. Yes, is it upsetting? Yes, did you have a chance to win? Yes, you did fuck up pretty much that whole game. There was a lot of fuck ups. There's a lot of things. Forget about it. You got to move on because you're gonna have to, if one Eberflus wants to keep his job, and I'm talking about moving forward to this season, this has to fire up his ass. The team has to fire up his ass, and every coach has to be like, okay, it was my responsibility. Even if it was a close setup, take some accountability to show your team, hey, I fucked up too. Even if you're a pussy, you don't want to like put that out there in the media. Say it in front of your team to show respect because a lot of your players are having a little bit of confidence in you right now, less confidence in you, and that's going to be bad moving forward. They got to figure something out fast because this Cardinals game, it's not an easy game either. Like Kyle Murray, he still scares me, regardless how the Cardinals are playing right now. I know they had like they're not as good as what people might expect it or whatever, but still, you never know. You never know with these games. And then the Patriots, again, these games are not just to be given. Like we're not we're expected to win these games, but anything could fucking happen.
Gotta earn it.
Obviously, you've seen the fucking Hail Murray that happened that nobody thought that was going to happen. We had a 99.9% chance of winning that game yesterday, and it fucked up. So forget about it. Move on, and let's get ready for Sunday against the Cardinals.
Yeah. Plus, you can't really punish the guy when you're already down Brisker and Gordon.
That was my thing. That was going to be my thing. Is if Brisker and Gordon are, gone for this next game, you're going to need Tyreek Stevenson and everything that he brings. And he plays with an edge, man. He plays pissed off. Some people need that motivation. There's some players that are mellow throughout. There's some players, players, that have to get fired up and kind of pissed off. And he's one of those guys. The personal foul, that you just can't do. You can't have that happen. But I have a feeling he's going to learn from those mistakes, and he's going to come out gangbusters next week because, like you mentioned, Dougie, he's been relatively good for the better part of 2 seasons now. So there's a lot of people piling on, obviously, last night. And it's easy. Everyone's pissed off, and you're looking for someone to blame. But, I mean, we got 2 kids. We're going to daycare and PGN and all the things. When there's a kid acting up, you're not really blaming the kid, right? You're blaming the parents. This is all on Eberflus. It all circles back down to Eberflus, right? Like the fact that at points they've been better, but they're still undisciplined, especially pre-snap penalties. The pre-snap penalties have to stop. But now there's a couple personal fouls things that are happening, a couple things that are leaking out that like maybe he is losing the locker room. So yeah, man, like I have a feeling Stevenson will be fine, but it's Eberflus that's got to fucking clean it up.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, yeah, dude, pre-snap penalties again this week. Like,
yeah, it's brutal.
It's brutal. Can't give away yards in this game, man.
All right. Before I wrap up our Bears talk, we have to talk about our next Bears event that is coming up in a few days at Jack's Place, 7000 West Southwest Highway. It's our next watch party. It's a doubleheader, people. Bears versus Cardinals, 3 p.m. Hawks versus Ducks at 7 p.m. And we'll have the game on. We got the antennas. We're gonna have to make sure the game is on for the Hawks. But Blackhawks drinking rules in full effect, and hopefully the Bears will bounce back and they'll curb stomp the Cardinals. But thanks to everyone who RSVP'd. We got Taco Truck by Tone Capone. And we're just gonna have a good time, guys. So if you haven't dropped your RSVP, make sure you come through. And if you want to come for half a game, both games, whatever, just come by and hang out with us. Have a couple 2-3 drinks with the bums. So I'll see everyone next Sunday. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's time to pay some bills. The original Chickies Beef and Chickies Banquet is a proud sponsor of the BumCast. Soup season is here, and your resident soup slut is here to tell you all about Chickies soups. Chickies is serving up their Italian favorites, creamy Tuscan chicken tortellini and the classic Italian wedding soup. You don't want to miss them. These soups are crafted every single day using the freshest ingredients. Come by and give it a try. And with the holiday season fast approaching, it's never too late to start considering your party's catering options. Count on Chickies Beef to cater for your holiday party. That way you can sit back and enjoy the festivities. There are numerous catering options available from the original Chickies Beef that are ideal for any type of gathering. Salads, pastas, entrees, and desserts. And they have 4 different party packages to choose from. Delivery, setup, server, cleanup, and bartender services are also available. Call the restaurant at 708-449-1000 for more information or to place your catering order. That's the original Chickies Beef, 4152 Roosevelt Road in Hillside. And tell them the bum sent you. That's right. Moo Dang says, get some chickies, bitches.
I gotta tell you, man, driving by that in the morning and smelling the soup in the morning, it's brutal.
Yeah, what do you mean brutal? Just grab some for the road.
Dude, it is so brutal. You're like sipping your morning coffee and then you're smelling all that deliciousness, dude. You're like, tune changed. Coffee ain't good.
Yeah, it's not just you, Jay. We're a big soup podcast in general. I think the 4 of us, we're big soup fans.
Yeah.
Yep, soup sluts all around. Yeah. All right, let's get into some headlines because we got some topics we got to talk about besides the Bears debacle. All right, Peter, give us the first one here, my man. Oh, wait,
right,
hold on a
so-
second. Hold on. Before, quick super. Drew Bogues, thinking of you out there in this difficult time. Better than the Colts' future. Yeah, Anthony Richardson might get benched this week for Joe Skinny.
Can we talk about Anthony Richardson just basically saying I needed
Quitting.
some plays off? What in the? I've never seen that from a quarter. Like you usually quarterbacks, while divas are some tough motherfuckers. You know, like ankles, knees, ribs. Jaden Daniels is out there with some busted ribs. This guy got a little bit winded and said, I need a breather. And he took himself, he was tapping his head like, I need a breather coming out of the game. Pat McAfee, rightfully so. I mean, obviously he's a Colts guy, McAfee, but he laid into him hard because I was like, yeah, Joey P said, I was tired. Motherfucker, you're paid to be an athlete. You're not supposed to be tired. It's crazy.
You're tired when you're tired when you're dead. All right.
We might have to give Drew Bogues his $4.99 bad because now we're thinking of you during your difficult times.
All right, Peter, hit us with the first headline.
All right, so we're in the middle of what people are calling what is possibly the best day in sports. So today is the sports equinox. We got a Monday Night Football game, which Julie is rightfully so losing her mind about upstairs. I could hear her every once in a while. She texts me. But we got NBA games, we got NHL games, we got World Series games. It's not even on the graphic, so I think there's a FanDuel graphic. Fuck you, FanDuel. There's 2 MLS playoff games, so even if you like soccer, there's something for everyone. There's literally something for everyone.
BumCast.
And the BumCast. But, so my question to you guys were, is this the best sports day of the year, or do you have a different answer for that?
Oh.
No. I don't think this is the best sports day.
No.
I mean, there's
World Series, Monday Night Football.
No. I mean, there's other sports that like even having the Super Bowl alone is a great sports day, or having like the NCAA like tournament when it's the first day of the tournament. Stuff like that it's more like more exciting. Like if you have all these teams, and are you going to be watching every single one of these? No. Like
you could bet on every single one of these.
You could bet on them, yeah, but to me, like, yeah, that would be a really big parlay. Actually, I should have did that like before I went on here. But anyways, no, I don't think like to whoever's watching those games, like I'm not gonna watch the Bulls game. Obviously, we're on the show right now, so
we're not watching any games.
I was gonna watch it. Yeah, I was gonna watch it anyways. But and the Blackhawks are playing. I probably would have watched that. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's anything like too big, like for me at least.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about all these games being on at the same time too. Jason, you're a big multiple TV people or TV guy. I literally last week just got my projector so I could project games above my normal TV, so I could do the multi-screen on one and then sports on the other. Just unfortunate we're talking Med Eberflus and we're not watching any of this.
Yeah, no, I think some of like better sports days for me at least would be like Masters Sunday, and then you get some baseball with that as well. Even like the Derby, you know, and maybe sometimes you get like a nice like boxing fight or UFC fight like at night or something like that too. Like those are good. Like for me, those are like memorable sports days, not just a bunch of random NBA and NHL games.
Yeah, the May 5th you mentioned it because sometimes sometimes the Derby and there's like a big boxing fight. Plus, like there's usually like some big soccer games and baseball is going on at that time. That's pretty much a great answer.
Well, what about that day when they had like the NBA finals? It was 1994 when they had the NBA finals.
Oh yeah,
they had Arnold Palmer's like last a tournament. And then the OJ shit was happening as well too at the same time. Obviously, that was a sports thing. That was a national thing when it all happened. But there were so many things going on in that particular day. Like that's a memorable thing. I don't think anybody remember Monday, October 28th. You know?
Yeah.
One of my favorite sports days is well, now it doesn't matter anymore because Gary Bettman's a big pussy. But New Year's Day. Got the bowl games, you got the Winter Classic going on.
That's a great game.
You know,
that's a great day.
And there's no better time because usually you went out the night before and you're just couch time.
Veg.
Bowls,
yeah,
games,
it sucks that this was on a Monday. If this was on a Sunday,
1 p.m. brunch time.
We just missed the World Series game last night. If we would have gotten like World Series on a Sunday with all these other sports, that would have been the icing on the cake.
That would have been at sports, yeah. I agree.
All right, next one. We said this is going to be a recurring segment for the foreseeable future, but it's like, what's new in the world of Dougie and CHSN? So Lawrence Holmes had this tweet out there. Jason, I was like, I'm just waiting for you to go. I'm just gonna let you rip, Jay. So
yeah, this is atrocious right here, because like, okay, we talked last week. We were saying like they need to get a fucking app, get an app, and we said what would be the most you would pay, and I think we said $10-$20 would be the most we spent. They must have been listening, because they were like, "Fuck you, we're gonna do $30 or $20 per team." Imagine paying fucking like $20 to watch the White Sox. Absolutely fucking not.
No.
$20 a month to watch the Bulls. If I want to watch, okay, so if like I just want to watch Bulls and Hawks right now, I gotta pay $40, or I just gotta throw in, just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna bundle them all. $30 per month for fucking atrocious Chicago sports gets criminal. It's banana land. It's fucking jail. I mean, I guess you should probably expect this when you got 3 teams trying to split revenues, but like, I'll buy a fucking antenna at this point. I'm not paying $30 a month for a fucking app for bad teams. Fuck out of here.
I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, but it seems like Lawrence Holmes is becoming the mouthpiece of this whole thing. Have you noticed that? Like,
there's been a good amount of people. Lawrence Holmes has been doing a lot of work on it, like within the last week or so.
Yeah.
But there's been a, like, John Greenberg has like been reporting on this since Jump Street and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have noticed it like within the last week. I feel like he's getting a lot of the scoops, if you will. Scoop City.
Yeah. Right, exactly. And that last line, I don't believe it one fucking bit. Not
some
one bit.
Some movement.
Some movement here. There. Yeah.
I've seen this argument. Brian S is in the comments. Oh, no, it moved. Brian S is in the comments saying Marquee is $20 a month for one team. And they're like, well, you're getting 3. They're all garbage. Don't give me like, oh yeah, you're paying $20 for Cubs, so like we could pay $30 for 3 teams. They're all fucking terrible. They're all bad. And at this point, like $30 is a lot of money for a month-to-month thing. You're like, I understand.
Yeah. So if you're a Cubs, Hawks, and Bulls fan, you got to pay $60 a month to watch your teams fucking play now. Because then otherwise you're just gonna bundle it and then say, fuck it, give me the garbage ass Sox too. So you're paying fucking $50 a month to watch fucking Chicago sports. Like, that's insane, man. That is absolutely fucking insane.
You're right. It is absolutely insane. But if you notice that this is the trend, regardless if it's sports, streaming services right now are just everywhere. You know, Paramount, HBO got their own streaming service, like Showtime, just every single thing. Like cable is becoming less and less of you know, either getting Comcast or getting DirecTV. Like everything's going streaming now. So I could imagine that they're going to start doing this for different teams, not just for the White Sox.
Well, they've been doing it for a while.
They've been doing it for a while, but it's going to get to that point where they're just going to be like, fuck it, that sounds like a good idea. Let's just build an app, and all that stuff will come to us instead of we're going to put it on Comcast or put it on DirecTV or any other show or YouTube or Hulu, whatever. I just think it's just like that's where everything's going. Do I like it? No, nobody likes it, especially for, like how you said, garbage teams. Like that's a lot for $19.99 per team. Like, why don't you put a better product out there? Then maybe I'll worry about. Yes, I do go to games, so I shouldn't be bitching about that. But the fact is that is a lot. You know, for paying at least for 3 teams that are mediocre. Besides maybe the Blackhawks, who are kind of slowly coming up, but it just seems like a lot.
Yeah, Brian S. Yeah, I was just going to read Brian's comment because that was basically going to be my take, that eventually the leagues are going to control all of it, and everyone's going to spend $1,000 a year for like season tickets to all the leagues. But that like we pay for NFL Sunday Ticket because Julie has to watch all the Steelers games, and at that point, I'd rather spend that money and get all of the games than the $30 and get those 3 terrible teams, you know?
Right.
So the thing that's going to have to get eliminated, and I think slowly it's happening, are the blackout restrictions, you know? Because at this point, you'd rather have NHL League Pass or NBA TV or the MLB thing. Like, you're better off paying for all of the games than these specific games.
Yeah.
I also feel like Jerry probably put out like, hey, let's put this price out there and see what the feedback is. If people are receptive to it, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
If there's a lot of blowback, we'll maybe negotiate the price. I feel like this was him just testing the waters, because I feel like this makes zero sense when I could pay one-time fee of $30 and get an antenna and then be done with it. I mean, why it's unless you can actually, like, Peter, you were complaining last week about the antenna, like you can't pause or rewind or anything,
right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, is $30 a month worth pausing and rewinding live television?
No.
Mm-mm.
I'll miss some shit. That's fine.
Yeah. No, I 30 bucks. I mean, how can I justify spending almost what I pay, like half of what I pay for YouTube TV? How can I justify that?
I
just can't.
All right.
I think the smart last thing. I think the smart play for them would have been to try to partner with like Amazon or HBO or something and say, hey, can we use your platform for our teams? And something like that, where maybe it's a lot cheaper. Maybe it's an extra
Like
$5 a month, or
like a WWE network did with
like
Peacock.
Like, okay, you want HBO Max $10 a month, whatever. You want this, it's an extra $5 a month or whatever, you know, like something. I feel like that would have been the obvious play as an add-on.
Yeah.
We got Patrick Lake in the comments, and he's just spamming things. Should we put it up, or I mean, you guys could read them, right?
Nah.
All right. Congrats, Pat.
Yeah. Enjoy it,
pal. All right. Another nitty gritty topic here. Chuck Garfien and a lot of people. Our guy My Sox Summer doing some man on the street reporting, but it sounds like the White Sox managerial job is coming down to these 4 names in no particular order: Grady Sizemore, Phil Nevin, Will Venable, and Craig Albernaz. We could just rip it straight down the list. You guys care of any of these motherfuckers?
No, because Chris Getz is gonna fuck it up, and they're only gonna hire the guy who's gonna take the least amount of money. It's like, hey, what they're gonna go through their agent. What are you asking for? And then whoever has the least amount of money asking for it is gonna get the job. End of story. They don't care. They don't care who's fucking managing the team. The team is shit. That person whoever they hire isn't gonna be there when they're eventually good. They might not ever be good. But this is it's an interim, temporary, Band-Aid patchwork manager, and it's just going to be whoever's the cheapest of the 4.
Yes. Do you not have a simple thought? Awesome, hired.
It's probably going to be Tony La Russa again.
TLR, baby, bring him back.
Do you like to say no a lot? Do you like to be assertive and aggressive and to your boss? Then this isn't the job for you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care. I'd rather it not be Grady Sizemore, but I mean, they hired Tony, so anything's possible.
Yeah. I got to be honest with you. I just don't care. I really don't. Like, the World Series Game 1 brought me back a little bit, I mean,
oh, hell yeah. Playoff baseball has been awesome.
It has. I will tell you this: the league round was very sloppy. That was like some of the worst defense that I've seen in a long time.
Base running too. I think people in the playoffs, especially early in the playoffs, just forgot how to run the bases, which made me laugh because I had no actual horse in the race. Yeah. But if you were a fan of those teams, I think it would be frustrating as shit that like all the fundamentals are out the window.
Yeah, exactly. But that game one kind of brought me back a little bit, but not enough to care about the White Sox right now.
Yeah, I mean, how can we? But you know what it is? I'm glad you mentioned it, Jay or Dougie. Jesus. Between the CHSN thing, the White Sox being bad, and everything else, I think I'm going to make it a point, and it's something I didn't do this year, because we're so singularly focused on White Sox games, whether it be the tweeting or the clipping of videos or anything else. And we're at Whiskey at Comiskey's and things like that. But because of that, I've been so singularly focused. I think I'm just going to take like a random like Wednesday or Friday and not watch the White Sox and watch other teams, because the playoffs have been fun. And I did have fun with like the Mets and the Padres and different things. And I think it's probably better for my sanity if I'm not so like, all right, here's another, 7-game White Sox losing streak, and maybe just watch a different baseball game for a night.
Yeah, I used to be like a religious Sunday night baseball guy, and just the last couple seasons it just kind of just faded. Like Sunday night, I just want to go to bed, get ready for the BumCast on Monday.
All right, we got a couple more headlines here. Let me get to this next slide. This is Jason.
Yes.
This is right up your alley. We talked about it last week. You were talking about your being a pickle slut, and I text you and I said, I'm going to need, just like My Sock Summer is doing the man on the street reporting, I need you at Jimmy John's, kind of like what you did with what was it, Cosm or Cosmics?
Yeah, the Cosmics, yeah.
Yeah. I need a video of you housing and deep throating a pickle witch.
I'm going to. Like, look, the fact that you can get a number 5, they get the veto.
Yeah, that's
my jam.
Julie
that's my jam. Number 5 veto. Like,
I'm
just
a country
give me that all
club
the
guy.
time. Okay, that's fine. But me and the wife were number 5s, and I just cannot wait. I'm gonna have to, honestly, I might have to wear a bib with this, because as soon as I take a bite into it, I'm just gonna get like fucking facials and like squirted on.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be
all over the place.
It's gonna be wet all over. The one thing I will say, so I think it's Eloy Garcia, the Twitter account, the White Sox. Yeah. He had it today, and he said they're smaller than you think, so you might have to get like 2 if you're really hungry.
God damn it!
I think that's why they're advertising as 2.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, Jay, is like 1 in one hand, 1 in the other, and you might have to go to town.
So if I take 2 in one hand, right, and I try to bite at the same time, would that be like a pickle bukkake?
I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
It might be. You've seen enough videos to know what you're doing. This won't be your first rodeo.
Speaking of you,
Johnny, would you guys mess with this?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's a hard pass for me.
I've already got a plan. I'm getting one on Halloween.
Why Halloween?
I got a long day at work, and I'm going to be working like a night thing at work, so it's going to be something on the go.
I thought you were going to pass out the trick or treaters.
Yeah, here's your pickle witch.
Yeah, there's a pickle witch.
Yeah, gluten free.
If you could put one in your pocket, and then when people say, "Is that a pickle in your pocket?" You're just happy to see me.
Both.
No, it is a pickle in my pocket.
Both.
All right,
actually, I was just going to say, Eloy. This was like coming up on 1 year. He made his BumCast appearance. He was my MVB for hiding the Reese's pumpkins behind the grills.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that was good.
Getting the discount Reese's pumpkins. I love it.
Yeah. All right, 2 quick ones, because then we got to transition to viral videos. Jason, this was your topic. I mean, it's for the group, but Toys R Us are coming back.
Toys R Us is back. They opened a brand new physical store. Our childhood is back. It's not inside anything. It's a standalone location, but it's at the Hip Mall, man. It's the Harlem in Irving Park Mall in Norwich. They picked like the worst fucking mall you could possible to bring a Toys R Us back. They didn't want to go Woodridge. They didn't want to go fucking Oak Brook.
Yeah.
They picked the Hip Mall, man. What the fuck? No one's going there. That place is gonna be out of business in 6 months.
I was about to say, like, they're opening it up. They're opening this Toys R Us like Spirit Halloween does their business, where it's like pick like an abandoned place and just open it up, which isn't a bad idea for Toys R Us to become like the Christmas version of Spirit Halloween. Maybe a bunch of pop-up ones because of Christmas shopping. I'll take my kids there, and then you close up shop for the rest of the year. Maybe open November through December.
Yeah. I'm hoping it works out, but the location is terrible though.
That's a rough one.
I do have a little piece of bad news to report on that. I did go to the Toys R Us that was in New Jersey. They opened one in that big ass mall.
Bad?
It was lame, dude.
Not the same.
It was very watered down.
I was about to say, you're also a grown ass adult. How did you like the kids handle it? Because that's the thing. It's like, I'm not gonna go. If I'm going to Toys R Us, I'm bringing the kids along so they could say they've been to a Toys R Us. Because I remember going there as a kid, being like, hell yeah.
It was really geared towards like people our age. A lot of Legos.
No shit.
You know, a lot of Legos. A lot of more expensive toys. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like our age toy. Yeah.
Get like the cool ass fucking like Nerf guns now. Infrared scopes and everything for you, and the fucking Nerf rifles now.
Can I tell you? So I bought 2 Nerf the dart guns for me and Scarlett, and we could do like target practice with their stuffed animals, like on a ledge. Those things, I might be anti-NRA just on Nerf guns. Those things shoot fast, dude. I was like, this is crazy. I was like, I don't remember them being this like. I mean, they shoot out quickly, and I'm like, you're gonna poke an eye out with this thing. So I might be out on Nerf guns. Like,
go full Christmas Story on me. You're gonna poke your eye out, kid.
Yeah, maybe call me a lib, call me whatever you want. But these Nerf guns are just too damn powerful.
I had the Nerf bow and arrow. I don't know if you guys ever had that one.
Yeah, that thing was fun for like exactly 5 minutes. The thing that was awesome, shout out my guy Rick, white boy Rick. He got for one Christmas. Do you remember the Ballzooka? So it was like the Nerf balls, and it was like a chamber of 8, and it was like pump
like
handle.
a grenade launcher.
It was almost like a grenade launcher kind of shotgun action, but with like the Nerf balls. That thing was awesome. Shout out the Ballzooka.
Yeah, I never had anything like. I was this big Super Soaker fan.
Oh yeah,
dude, backpack Super Soaker.
I still have my Super Soaker.
Oh shit,
the 50.
The 50,
yep, the regular one, the regular one. Yeah,
me and my sister both had one of those back in the day.
You could probably make some money off that on eBay now.
Yeah, I know.
MSS, what you could get for?
Yeah, I got a guy that I could talk to.
All right, next one, Peter.
That was it. So my last headline was basically World Series, but my first viral video is also World Series related, so I could just jumble them together. So do you want to do a quick ad for our merch store, and then we'll transition to viral videos?
Let's do a quick ad. Big Cartel is the official home of Chicago Sports Bums merch. Help support your favorite podcast by buying a couple 2-3 shirts. We got socks, bears, hawks, and bum branded threads, and all of our shirts are unisex sizes. Remember, all the proceeds go back directly into our Whiskey at Comiskey tailgates that keeps them free for everyone. And keep an eye out for new shirts coming very soon. So visit shysportsbums.bigcartel.com today. Gotta update the graphic with the new shirts.
I know. I keep saying we gotta do that. But by we, I mean me, and I had a bunch of videos to upload, so maybe next week. We'll figure it out.
All right. Oh, good.
All right, first video, we're talking about World Series. That World Series game 1, I know, Johnny, you were watching, you were tweeting along. I think we were all watching. One of the best games I can remember. I had a viral video out there maybe a month ago or a little longer than that, where we talked about Cosm, that new watch party facility. And this was their view of game 1, and I want to take your guys' reaction to it.
Super cool. You fucked up by doing it portrait style.
What do you mean?
They should landscape. Gotta film it. 16.
It wasn't my tweet.
I know. I'm not saying it was you. I'm saying they fucked up. It had to be.
Yeah. It would have been better if it's long.
It was on
TikTok,
place looks
TikTok,
awesome. Right?
Yeah.
I would hope that they would do that in other cities as well too, and open up something like that.
Especially they have like 2 or 3 locations, I think.
Especially that the amount of tickets, how much they cost, that's like a great seat. If you're looking at it, it looks like you're exactly right there, and you're still celebrating with a lot of fans as well too. So it makes you feel like you're at the game without actually being at the game. But I've seen that a couple times for other sports games and stuff like that. And I hope they do it. They have one in Chicago. That I think that would be great.
My only take from it that I can see that I didn't like was it didn't look like they were actually first row. Did it look like there was a gap of fans? Like you were kind of like we're watching from the next section. Did I see that right?
No, it seemed like it was fairly like field level almost.
It looked field level. It just looked like there was they could have been a little bit more pushed forward, but
closer.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you mentioned, Johnny, they have some in LA, like in Long Beach, and they got some in Texas. But if they make their way our way, I think it would be awesome to watch any one of this. Probably not the White Sox. I'd rather be at the game for a baseball game, like White Sox game. But if it's World Series, right, it'd be cheaper. But like a playoff hockey game or something like that, it'd be freaking awesome. So I really like what Cosm's doing.
Yeah, my wife's cousin actually lives in Dallas, and when I saw him at a wedding a couple weeks ago, I told him, like, dude, you got to go to Cosm, like, and do a full report on it, like, see if it's worth it and everything like that, like, because he never heard of it. So,
we got our guy Kickflips, Jose.
Yeah,
maybe we get him to do a
Trevor to Dallas.
Yeah, no, I thought there was two. I don't know where in Texas, but I thought there was two of them in Texas.
Okay.
All right, next one. Johnny, you sent me this, but it was all over the internet. It just made me laugh.
Gotta practice your fucking dunks before you attempt it live, man.
That's something that I would feel like I would have done in that one basketball thing that we did a couple.
Recreated.
Yeah, recreated. So
yeah, I give this dude all the credit in the world. He sold it. He never not once tried to brace himself. He was taking the hit the whole way. I loved it. He'll be a good wrestler one day.
I almost want to say like he did this on purpose, like to go viral. Like there's
it worked.
No way, it definitely worked, but it was almost like a jackass stunt. Yeah. Where I'm gonna play it again because, like you mentioned, he doesn't brace for it at all. Like even when I was skinny and athletic, I played basketball for a couple years. Shout out Michigan basketball camp. When you can dunk, I could always touch rim. I could almost dunk.
You couldn't get the ball over it though.
Yeah, I mean, when you can dunk or not. There's no way he thought I was actually gonna dunk. I think he did it to go viral.
The caption helps too.
The caption kiss the chef.
It was beautiful. Credit to that kid, Quentin. Shout out Quentin. Next one also went viral. We're sticking to basketball. We're a basketball podcast now. These damn statues are a problem.
That's fucking Lawrence Fishburne, man. That's a fucking knockoff Lawrence Fishburne. I would love to know what was going through D Wade's mind when he saw that, because he's got to smile, he's got to pretend it's all good, but he's probably in his mind going, "These motherfuckers."
No, he knew what it was going to look like. That was the problem.
Yeah.
So he already had a sense of what that head was going to look like when it came out. This reminded me of the Cristiano Ronaldo statue that they did, or the bust that they did a while back, where it looked like a cartoon character, and it didn't even look like Cristiano Ronaldo. They had to redo it again. I was wondering if that was the same sculpture. But Dwayne Wade was actually, he saw what they were doing. So I don't know if it was like he had their approval to be like, okay, this is good. So it wasn't a surprise to him, but this is terrible. That does not look like Dwayne Wade at all.
No, yeah. The one that had me laughing was some guy just commented. He was like, "What does Kelsey Grammer have to do with the Miami Heat?"
With the Heat, dude. There's memes all over the place. They did the Han Solo Carbonite one.
Yeah,
I saw a bunch of different ones, but the best take I saw from it was Trista Crick, who does NBA like reporting. And she's like, I went to Italy and like, you know, like Michelangelo and like all these sculptors were doing amazing work, you know, hundreds of years ago. How is it that these motherfuckers just keep botching people's statues? Like you mentioned, I think Cristiano Ronaldo had one. There's a couple other really, really bad ones. At this point, can't we just like 3D print them? Like we have the technology to just like make them exact. Don't get artists involved. Now I'm telling robots to steal jobs. So
this
now
is what happens when you have this is what happens when you have
just
AI
great artists
instead of fucking
the
arts.
The fucking AI shit. No, I don't fucking agree with that because now you're gonna get.
No, I'm saying this is what happens when you have AI.
You're gonna get me pissed off with that. Yeah,
shit.
No, exactly.
Like you see, like
get
you know,
better
like
artists
Halloween,
to it.
like Halloween movies, or like you know, like mocap, where we do all these like the Marvel movies and everything like that. You get all the lasers and the dots everywhere, and you just basically recreate his face. Why can't you do that for the statue instead of looking at like my kid's Play-Doh, basically?
I'm telling you, dude, they look like first generation wrestling figures, you know?
The knockoff wrestling figures.
Yeah, dollar store.
Yeah.
All right. So we're in the Bums Fantasy League. It's hot and heavy. Dougie's been talking a lot of trash. Then he lost to Jason. But no one's having a worse fantasy football season than this kid. And I specifically clipped this video because I kind of want to get Jason's thoughts on it.
Buddy, what's the matter?
I'm done with fantasy football.
Why? What happened?
Everything. All my players are getting hurt, and they're like some of the best ones.
Who's hurt now?
Chris Godwin's hurt. Now CeeDee Lamb's Deebo Samuel's in the hospital, and CJ Stroud can't do anything.
CJ Stroud's sucking right now.
And so is Chris. Cortland's son.
Hey, we gotta look at the waiver wire and keep it moving. That's all you can do.
That was me the past 3 years.
Fucking drafted Cortland Sutton? What the fuck is wrong with this kid? Get this kid a fucking draft book, man.
No, hold on. I had for the past 3 years a lot of my players get injured. That felt like me.
Johnny, you don't make any moves in fantasy.
No, here's the deal.
Do any moves.
Bullshit.
I specifically clipped this because last time I was over at your house, besides the Halloween party, you were throwing a goddamn temper tantrum about your fantasy football team to the point where your wife is like, you got to relax about fantasy football. And I'm like, this kid was just Jason when he was a kid. If fantasy football, if fantasy football existed when you were 7 and 8 years old, that would have been you, man.
Okay, facts. Johnny, you've made 2 moves in the entire season, which is one more than Praz has. So don't cry about your team. Make some moves.
Oh, go cry somewhere else, all right, man. Don't come to me about my don't cry. Don't come into me.
I think you're just upset because I fucking curb stomped you this week in fantasy too.
No, it's because I didn't put pits. You think you fucking crushed me, motherfucker? Like, just fucking relax. Why don't you go cry and bitch about something?
You know what I love about all of this? One, I think everyone here, everyone here is under 500 and talking shit about fantasy football.
Yeah, you're fucking 2 and 5. You're right now. Get the fuck
Keep my team out of your mouth. Keep my team out of your mouth.
I'm about to be 4 and 4, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I was just saying,
I'm on the come up.
We promoted this fantasy league as like beat the bums, and literally all the new people have literally killed us.
Hold on.
I'm like, what the fuck's going on here?
What are you talking about? What world do you live in? I almost killed fucking Gordo. Like, that's how bad so
Gordo, T's and P's, we're still thinking about you.
We're still thinking about you.
But yeah, that's true.
Ring.
Dougie Freshness fantasy almost killed Gordo, so that's tough.
The cool thing about that video, did you hear that Debo reached out to him? He
Oh,
was
I
"I'm
didn't know
good."
that.
He's like, "I'm good, buddy." He goes, "I'm good. We're straight."
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, we're all foodies here. I thought for a second this was fake. I thought this was a plant. You know, people do fake shit to go viral all the time, but this is actually a thing.
Babe, what's wrong? You've hardly touched your Cinnamon Toast Crunch Cinnadust Seasoning Blend Rub Black Label Limited Edition Cinnamon Sugar Flavored Thick Cut Bacon Coated with Cinnamon Sugar Rub.
Disgusting. They should.
No, you're fucking with the pickle sandwich, but you're not doing the Cinnamon Toast Crunch bacon?
No, bacon's sacred. Don't fuck with the bacon.
I'd give it a shot.
Yeah, it does sound
Dougie?
kind of tasty.
I'd give it a shot.
All right, see now.
I like candied bacon.
That's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought. If you prepare it properly, it's just gonna be like cinnamon toast candied bacon almost. So
Okay,
I
you
gave
make it-
Jason
make it-
homework. I gave Jason homework of doing the pickle sandwich. Dougie, you're gonna have to report back on the cinnamon toast crunch bacon.
Okay, yeah, I could do that.
We'll post them-
think about it.
We'll
It's
post
not
them all
really
on
that-
the YouTubes.
It's not that far off from brown sugar bacon. You know, like a brown sugar bacon. You're just adding a little cinnamon,
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Oh, see, so Brian's saying wrap those cinnamon rolls in an air fryer. I like it. Joey P saying maple bacon is great.
Mhm.
So maybe it's not as crazy. I thought I wouldn't mess with it, but Dougie said you would. So now we need a report.
All right. Maybe it's okay. I don't know. Sounds
Oh, he's changing his mind. Maybe he's returning him.
it sounds disgusting. You'd have to slap cinnamon toast crunch in there. You could just put like cinnamon bacon.
Because it's just a powdered, right? It's the powder. Yeah.
Powdered toast, man.
Last one is more of a long one, but this was a Jason submission. And I mean, when you sent me this video, I didn't know where it was going.
I will say before you play, the people who are going to be listening to the audio pod, I'm sorry because there's no words to this.
You know what?
It's more
There is
visual.
words there. Yeah, it's more visual. So breaking news, we are back on Spotify and iTunes and all the audio versions of the BumCast. But as we've mentioned before, we've turned into a highly visual show with the slideshows and everything else. So we're trying to keep it, something good for everyone. But this video in particular, you're gonna have to see it. So subscribe to the YouTube.
Hey baby, how was the dentist today?
No!
Can you give me a nice big smile?
Oh fuck! I can't stop laughing.
When the numbing doesn't work once, not twice, 3 times the charm, you lose your face. I can't tell if you're crying or laughing.
He fucking numbs me. I'm there, and I can feel the tears running down my eyes, and he's like, so when you get home, don't be alarmed, it's gonna look like you've had a stroke.
The one side of your face doesn't move. Like you're smiling on that side. And you're just stone-faced on this. Look, hold on.
I don't know why I find it so funny. She could star in Christopher Nolan. She could be the next Two-Face. She didn't even need the prosthetics.
We have found the Seth Rogen laugh of a woman.
Yeah,
that was brutal.
My only question was, have you guys ever, I mean, obviously, like, you go to the dentist and like, they have to redo the Novocaine, because that's happened to me. And yeah, man, I felt like Jim Ross after leaving the dentist. Shout out Jim Ross. But I mean, it's happened to the best of us.
I don't think I've ever had like where they had to numb me twice. Actually, at least I don't think so. I don't remember, but
yeah. The worst
perfect timing for Halloween.
The worst I ever had was they had to take out the anesthesia chair wasn't working, and they had to take out my wisdom teeth live with a local. So that was pretty interesting. Yeah, it was probably like this half of the face. Couldn't eat or drink nothing for like 2 hours, 3 hours.
Oof. That's why I just say knock me the fuck out anytime I have need dental work done.
Yeah,
no, just gas me up.
Chair didn't work, man. They got me in there and fucking they went to go do the thing and they were like, this thing ain't working. No gas.
Ooh. All right, before we start bumming some people, Jay, we had that Patrick Lake guy earlier in the comments, and now the code talkers. We've somehow made it to Commander's Twitter or something because they're just coming out of the clouds talking shit. I was like, I don't think we've ever dealt with any Washington fan ever. But I respect it.
Maybe it's the same. Maybe it's the same person too.
Yeah, maybe it's
got little burner accounts.
If you got two accounts, please subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. At least subscribe.
Yeah, you're feeling like cock of the walk, tough. I mean, it was a good win. Congratulations.
Yeah.
All right, let's bump some people now.
I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute bum.
You call me a bum? My man, I take that with pride, with honor, that I'm a bum. I'm the king of the bums, baby.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
Bum.
All right, let's get to some bums. Our listener bums and MVBs first. King asks, bum of the week, nonstop political ads on TV. Yes, please make it stop.
We're almost there. We're almost at the finish line.
1 week away.
The ads and the calls. Are you guys getting the robocalls and like the text?
I am not.
I'm not getting
that.
Oh man,
yeah, I'm getting the text.
I've gotten text and phone calls. I don't know who gave my number out or I signed something I probably shouldn't have signed, but now it's like nonstop. So I gotta figure that out. But since we're talking, the MVB and all the folks helping Gordo, I got this up there, and I just want to remind everyone that if you do want to help our good friend Gordo, he's going surgery's coming up quick. He's still got the Venmo open. We could still DM you the Zelle information. The Sadistic Penguin Studio has a shirt out for sale that I got to pick up this week, but it was an awesome Gordo inspired shirt. All proceeds go to help fund the rise of medical bills. But yeah, man, it was like we posted this last week, and we're gonna continue posting it until we got our guy Gordo back on the up and up.
That's right. Get well soon, Gordo. He's home. He's watching. So we love you, Gordo.
Yeah, but impending surgery, so we got to get
yes,
we got to get him right.
All right. Jeff Bartlett, bum. The Bears slow start on offense, not to overlook the Cardinals and Patriots. The Packers come to town in 3 weeks. Yeah, we talked about that repeatedly. The Bears always seem to be starting slow, and we don't know why.
We know
next up,
coaching.
Yeah. Rob the 3D artist, no MVP for this week, but 2 potential bum weeks are Kieran Amajidabad and Jalen Johnson. Both played horrible yesterday in key situations. Yep, we had turnstile on.
Well, I like Rob, and he listens and watches a good amount, and he does comment. I don't think Jalen Johnson was all that bad. They barely ever throw to him. I mean, if you want to really nitpick the Hail Mary some more, which we didn't, I mean, we're not going to. He was kind of fucking around on the Hail Mary, like pushing his guy and kind of playing like slap fight. But regardless of all that, I don't think Jalen Johnson had all that bad of a game. They just flat out don't throw to him.
Yeah. Jalen Island. Tita, MVB, me and my wife for hosting the party of the year. You're very much welcome. We appreciate everyone who came. Bum of the week, Little Caesars for running out of crazy bed in over an hour. Yes, I wasn't going to bring it up because I wouldn't want to, people were going to think I was going to channel my inner Karen or whatever. But I placed a delivery I wanted some good I wanted some cheap late night drunk food for the party. So I had a Crave case and I ordered some Little Caesars and crazy bread. And I'm like, I ordered it earlier in the day, said deliver at 9 p.m. They the clock kept on going up on a delivery time. They delivered over an hour late, and the DoorDash driver called to say that they ran out of crazy bread and they were only delivering half just the pizzas. I was like,
oh.
And he couldn't find my house to begin with. Apparently, this guy did not know how GPS worked in the year of 2024. So brutal. MVB, the Jameses for the Halloween party of the decade. Thanks. Thank you, Joey P. Appreciate that. Bum of the week to owners of every Chicago sports team. Bunch of losers. We're tired of all the losing. Yes, we are. I would like to win. Win, win, win.
Mm-hmm. It would be nice. It would be nice to get that feeling back.
Yep. Mama and Jack, MVB, me and my wife for hosting what looked like an amazing Halloween party. Thank you, Jack. Bum of the week, me for not giving y'all a heads up that I couldn't make it due to problems at work Saturday. Sorry again. I should have called or texted. It's okay. It happens. Your situation was excruciating. Yes, thank you. Circumstances. So you're good. You're good in my book.
We missed Jack. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's get to ours now. I'm gonna go first this week because Peter, you took two of my bums for headlines, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. One I was gonna bum the Dwayne Wade statue. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Pretty bad. Second was the CHSN pricing. That was bad. But my OG bum of the week is Dunkin' Donuts. I posted this on Tuesday. I ordered what I thought was the potion ice macchiato, and what I got looked like fucking just a bunch of jizz in a coffee cup.
I don't know if you had to call it jizz. I think it just looked like a normal like latte or half milk, half coffee drink. What is that?
Somebody put some men on there.
Yeah, that is blatant false advertisement there, my friends at Dunkin'. I think your people need some retraining. Because the funny thing is that Alexis Lopez, she DM'd me that she was at Dunkin' and someone ordered that same drink and was sitting on the counter, and it looked almost exactly like the photo from the
really
the app and not what I got. Yes, so I got the Temu version of the potion ice macchiato.
Yeah, tough scene.
Quick question: did you add anything to it?
Nope. I ordered. The only thing I changed was less ice. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I changed. I didn't do any modifications on it. But that was, and not only that, it was pretty bad of a drink to begin with. So maybe it wasn't made correctly to begin with, but it was not something I would order again down the road.
So that was going to be my question to you, Jay. Were you ordering it just because you wanted to look, for the looks of it? Or like, do you think that was going to be a good drink with the purple shit in there?
It was more of curiosity, it piqued my curiosity. I was like, it was marshmallow, it was macchiato, whatever. I was like, I'll give it a try. It's Halloween. Not all pumpkin spice all the time, so I'm like, they're trying something different. I'll try it. And visually and taste wise, it failed. So nope, never again. And no MVB this week for me. So, all right, Johnny, you're up.
I don't got an MVP either. It's just a bunch of bumps. Just one bump for me. I saw it on Twitter. Talking Yanks, not to put the Yankees down. They're down 0-2 and all that. I don't know what's going on in the game.
But they're down 4-0.
Right? Yeah, they're down 4-0. But Talking Yanks on Twitter, game 1. Chisholm, they were leading 3-2, and they were already putting up that the Yankees won that first game. Obviously, you know what happened in the outcome. Freddie Freeman got that grand slam, and obviously the Dodgers took that game. So for the account for Talking Yanks, you guys are my what a bump for pretty much thinking what we were all thinking as Bears fans and thinking we were going to win a game, and then obviously it fell apart at the end. So you guys are my what a bump for posting that stuff.
I will say, seeing Yankees fans cry brings me joy to my cold dead heart.
I'm with you. I really like Sandy though. Sandy's cool.
Yeah, Sandy's my girl. So I'm not gonna beat down the Yanks that bad, but I was just referring to that particular account.
Yeah.
All right, Dougie, you're up.
All right. Obviously, I'm as everybody else is too. MVB and you and Sarah. That was an awesome party. That was fun times. My bum is my wife, Mary.
Thank you.
Oh shit.
So tell me if I'm wrong or not.
I don't. Wait, hold on. Are you implicating us into your? You're wrong. We're Team Mary.
No.
Team Mary.
Cool. All right.
Continue.
So we do a thing like if Mary's driving and I'm, passenger or vice versa, we'll DJ. Okay. Go on, whatever type of music platform you want to go on to and keep the songs rolling. She is a notorious minute to minute and a half gap in between songs.
Oh yeah, you can't do that.
It kills the entire vibe. Kills the entire vibe in the car. There was just one of these games going to the Blackhawks, and it just so happens going from my house, which is like 13 miles away, took me an hour and 10 minutes to get to the game. It was brutally atrocious traffic, but worse than that was Mary with the DJ, and I was just dying inside. I'm like, can we just please pick a song? I don't even care if it's a song that I want, but the radio silence is deadly.
That's tough. That is tough.
It's a tough scene. Yeah,
We've done
you gotta have that. You gotta have that shit queued up. You gotta have it queued up, or even play it like with 10 seconds remaining left in the song. You get it queued up.
So we do this thing. Jason, you've been a part of it when we did the Kentucky road trip. Julie and I will do, especially when we're on a long drive, we'll switch songs like one after another. So she picks one, then I pick one. It's typically, random, but sometimes we'll do themes or, sometimes it's 90s alternative or pop punk or emo, whatever. But on a long drive like that, you got like an hour's worth of traffic. Jason, we did the ABC game where we pick a song and it starts with the letter A. You had to pick a song that starts with the letter A, and then the next person picks a song that starts with the letter B, and that just keeps it moving. It keeps everyone going. You gotta have a system, Dougie. You just gotta have a system.
Yeah, no, system's broken.
or just put on like Lithium from Sirius XM or something.
That's the thing.
I was trying to make it fun.
Is what we
you know what I'm saying? Like just trying to make it fun. It failed. She failed me.
When in doubt, just replay the BumCast and just keep that rolling for an hour and a half.
I could
just criticize. Yeah.
Extra views. Maybe it's almost like game film. You got to take some notes sometimes. We're asking Eberflus to be accountable. We got to be accountable too. When's the last time, Jason? When's the last time you listened to a BumCast in full?
I don't like the sound of my voice, so no.
Yeah. See, now we got to take notes, film, study.
In full, it's been a long time since I've watched in full. There's segments that I watch religiously. It's usually the sports. But
I'm gonna have to keep giving you guys homework.
Wait a minute, hold on. So do you listen again, like just to hear like how the podcast went? So do you listen the following day?
Tomorrow morning, I listen to it so I know what to clip for Twitter.
Well,
and
yes,
Instagram
okay,
and stuff like that.
I get that part. It's more of what we're putting out there. But I'm wondering if like the people who have podcasts out there, if they listen to themselves.
I don't think most people do.
Yeah, I don't like.
I think you just release it and
maybe
let it go.
Yes, because I used to listen to myself and like our podcast before we even got onto YouTube, and I'm just like, yeah, no, I can't listen to this. Not that I can't enjoy. I'm not enjoying it. It's just the fact that what Jason said. I can't stand my voice. I don't know. It sounds weird.
Yep.
Yeah. No, never. Missy's saying never.
I guess we all hate our voices. Wow.
We all
okay.
love.
We got consensus.
You know what so now, I mean, we're running along. We're gonna wrap it up in a second. But Jason, I've noticed this now that we're doing more Bourbon Mums content. And there's a lot more people in the comments of those videos for bourbon and whiskey purposes. We're getting a lot of holy shit. Look at those Chicago accents. And like, you guys are so Chicago. And I'm like, I never really noticed it because obviously we're just in it. Like I sound like all of my uncles, and Johnny, you sound like all of our, like we all just sound like what we sound like. Mm-hmm. But now that like, it's not like the Chicago sports bums. It's singular. We're talking about Chicago sports, the BumCast. So it's all similar, like-minded people. For the Bourbon Bum stuff, it's people from all over the place. And I've noticed we're getting a lot of like, holy cow, you guys are super Chicago.
Sometimes I intentionally throw in a two tree just
two tree. We say the jewels all the time.
Yeah,
the jewels. But yeah.
All right, Peter, take us home.
All right, I'm going to keep it quick because I don't have anything like to rant and rave about this week. MVP is Julie. Monday Night Football. You guys know she's a Steelers fan, and she's watching 2 kids while watching the game while I'm here, opining about Matt Eberflus and all kinds of bullshit. So I'm gonna wrap it up quick because I told her as soon as I'm done, I'm going up there. I'll put the kids to bed. I think they're probably in bed already, and then Julie can watch the game in peace and quiet. So MVP Julie, thumbs up for that. My bum of the week, and it's something that went viral over the weekend. And we always say we're not going to get political on this show, and I'm not typically wanting to. But Tony Hinchcliffe is an idiot. I think Tony Hinchcliffe has been an idiot for a long time. And it's not necessarily because of what he said, because it is because of what he said. If you want to know, look it up. But it's more because I've never thought he's funny. I've seen the Kill Tony stuff. People, I mean, Kill Tony's one like the biggest comedy thing going right now on YouTube and everything else. I always thought that he's funny because of the people that he surrounds himself with. Everyone in his circle is funnier than he is. And he benefits from that greatly. And I never understood it. People say like, oh, he's like a really good roast guy. I think there's like 10 other people that are better roasters than Tony Hinchcliffe. So I just don't get it. I don't get it. And I probably never will. But yeah, bum of the week, Tony Hinchcliffe.
All right. So we got a jam-packed week for you guys. Number one, bums are back Friday for happy hour for our boy Baloney's birthday. It's the Baloney birthday bash on Friday for our happy hour. So make sure you tune in, have a couple 2-3 drinks with us. And then obviously Sunday, our next watch party at Jack's place for the doubleheader Bears and Hawks. So it's gonna be a bumtastic week, everyone. We can't wait to see everyone. Everyone, thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting, super chatting. We appreciate you all. And everyone have a great and safe, happy Halloween. And we'll see you guys all very, very soon. Boo dang,
Trick or treat, motherfuckers.